Since we talked last time, Trump was elected president.
Interesting fucking story.
Are you surprised?
Here's the thing about life. I look at Trump's situation on so many levels, so let's go through a few. From a street perspective, he pulled off the biggest robbery in the history of mankind. It's like putting on a ski mask, going into a store thinking you're only gonna get $500, and you walked away with 500,000. From a father, a decent citizen, this man, regardless of what he's doing in the presidency, has caused so much pain that if you take the time and watch CNN News, right, at 11 o'clock, he even has those people arguing amongst each other, which is crazy. Like everybody has become evil towards each other and violence. And it showed me that whoever is president really can control the climate of the country. Now, there are some great things he's done. I like the fact that he sent the feds into Chicago. Now, some people might get mad that he's going there, but 2,000 people have died in Chicago over the last 8 years. No one has done nothing about to save these children or these gang members or these adults, whatever. And little kids are dying, and it's really gotten out of hand that the city of Chicago can't do nothing about it. I like that he's done that. I like the fact that he wants to change some of the business deals that we have with certain countries. Far as sending the immigrants home and sending them back or whatever his situation is, I think that's wrong. I think that's totally wrong that you want to round up individuals who don't have certain individuals, because it's not everybody, just certain individuals. Am I correct?
Well, yeah. I mean, he was actually trying to ban Muslim immigrants.
Right.
It got struck down.
Yeah, but to even try to even think doing that is insane.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about the most polarizing political figure in my lifetime.
Yes. And here's the other thing what I don't understand. Here's a man that still haven't shown his taxes. Here's a man, right, that has been connected to the president of Russia.
Right.
They have evidence, but it should be the same way if you ran the 100-yard dash in the Olympics. And 2 days later, they find out you used steroids. Well, your medal goes to the second place person. Well, in this situation, since they call themselves having all this stuff on him, it should be the fact that the next administration who was up, which is Hillary Clinton, should become president. Because they're getting to the point that they're proving it, even though they had the thing with Flynn. What has happened with that? Is it stagnated, just done?
With Flynn?
Yeah, because remember
Flynn had to step down, had to resign.
But they're not even talking about that no more.
Yeah. I mean,
That's
he's gotten
insane.
away with a lot of shit. I mean, but at the end of the day, what I think is that probably unknowingly he's going to do something that's going to get himself impeached.
I totally agree. I totally agree. He has the ego that all you have to do is sit back and let him self-destruct. That's totally Donald Trump.
Because like just recently, we just reported on this today, they had a small press conference with Spicer, one of his representatives, and they actually prohibited, let me just look this up. They prohibited CNN, the New York Times, the LA Times, and BuzzFeed from reporting, from actually being in the room. He's actually all the news outlets who he feels is fake news and they're not friendly to him. He barred all of them from even entering. And these are all major news outlets. Whereas allowing Breitbart and a bunch of other more conservative news outlets to come in and cover.
Right.
And it's like, to me, this is what dictators do. They first suppress the press.
Yes.
And then that allows them to move around more freely.
Right. Insane.
Yeah, man, I'm scared to death.
Well,
honestly.
We keep doing what we're doing is fine. He's going to self-destruct. And when you really think about it, when he does, I really feel sorry for his family. what they're going to have to live with for the rest of their life. Could you imagine what his son is going through at school?
Well, he probably goes to a little private school.
Yeah, but those kids don't care.
And honestly, like, this is probably gonna get me in some trouble because I know like Rosie O'Donnell made some comments about she thinks that his son is autistic, and then she had to retract it or whatever else. But when you look at his son, he doesn't seem like he's all there.
I totally agree. There's something different. It's something different.
Not. He doesn't react. He's not emotional. I don't know if he's under medication or what. But it's like, your dad is becoming president. You should be like, happy.
There's no emotion. There's no emotion.
Compare Donald Trump's son and his reaction to Obama's daughters when he was getting elected.
I totally agree.
It's a night and day difference.
Night and day.
You said though that if Donald Trump isn't affecting your money, you shouldn't get emotional.
Yeah, see, what I'm hearing is people saying he's not my president. Unless that man is actually affecting how you get paid, I really want people just to move on with their life and stay focused, because here's the thing. This is only our 45th president, right? Obama was our 44th. So for 43 presidents, they've always been white. There's always been some type of controversy.
42 because Obama was elected twice.
Okay, yeah, 42. Thank you.
Yeah.
So it's always been white, right? It's always been white. So my situation is still live your life, stay focused, and hopefully things will self-destruct for him.
Yeah, I mean, what if black folks said that in the 60s?
Yeah.
If they just said, listen, yeah, you have colored bathrooms and we can't get jobs and go to universities, but we should just wait it out and hopefully things will get better on their own.
Well, I see what you're saying. I totally agree. There's some things you have to fight for, but once the person gets elected, it's really nothing we could do. Even if give me an example. Let's say that the Russians did have something to do with him getting elected, which obviously had to happen because everybody and their mama knew Hillary Clinton was winning the next day. And for that to come up that way has to be unbelievable. Something had to happen. Because if everybody would have went out and voted, we might have a different situation here. We didn't have a huge turnout in voting.
This is true. Well, the Hillary people did it. The Trump people did. All the Trump people turned out, and they brought their 10 friends.
Yes.
And that's what happened. But the thing that we can do is that all the Congress people,
yes,
and all the representatives, they're going to be up for re-election.
Yes.
And all the Republicans that are basically supporting Trump or allowing this stuff to happen, we need to actually go to the polls and make sure they don't get reelected.
And I think that will happen.
Right.
I think that will happen.
As more Democrats and opponents to Trump start to, get into Congress.
Yes.
All the stuff he's trying to pull will just get voted down.
I agree.
And it won't.
But doesn't he have that thing now too? He took advantage of it, that executive order.
Yeah.
He took advantage of that day one.
Oh yeah, he started signing them like right when he got in office.
Man, every day he was having a press conference when he signed.
Yeah, it's crazy. Now, what do you think of people like Steve Harvey, Kanye, Jim Brown going and actually meeting with Trump?
Man, it's. I saw the news on it. I saw how people felt about it. In life sometimes it goes to show you people think about self. And what I mean by that is what Steve Harvey move was, he said he was doing something for the black community, but he knew what the consequences was going to be once he walked into that room. Understand now, sometimes you just got to be smart. Hey, I'm going to come through this front fucking door, but I'm going out the back. I don't need to be in no lobby. You don't need to be taking no damn picture of me. I just wanted to say what I needed to say. I don't need a press conference. I really don't know why Jim Brown was there. And I think that Kanye West was there to go against anything Jay-Z was doing. Because Jay-Z was Hillary. He wanted to compete against Jay-Z. So he wound up rolling with Donald Trump. Then months later, weeks later, he stopped following Donald Trump and deleted his tweets. Interesting.
Right. Now, Steve Harvey and Kanye doesn't really surprise me, but Jim Brown kind of surprised me.
That did kind of surprise me too. Because I'm like, what the fuck is Jim doing up there? I know Jim does a lot of stuff for the community in Los Angeles, California, and people don't know that. And I've been up to his house in the Hollywood Hills. But if I ever see Jim, I swear I was going to ask him, Jim, what the fuck he was up there doing with Donald Trump?
Like, if you got an invite by Donald Trump, would you go?
I wouldn't go.
You wouldn't go?
Because I'm in the streets. See, I'm really in the streets. So everybody else is sitting in their mansions or whatever. You know, I got a small little mansion, but I'm not way up in the fucking hills like most people. And I walk the streets of Harlem. I walk the streets of Chicago. I walk the streets of Baltimore, Los Angeles, California. So I'm really in the trenches. So I really would take my situation a lot more serious than them.
Well, you said that you've seen a generation of people that have gotten weakened through Obama's presidency.
Yes.
What do you mean?
See, the reason why people got upset with Donald Trump, because we got so comfortable with Obama being in office. He was the nice guy. He didn't cause no confusion. He was a gentleman. It's like anything when you spoil. It's just like if you hit the lottery and you got a nice car, you got a nice house, then all of a sudden, you have no fucking money left. Now you got to go back to where you started. And it's an uncomfortable feeling. This is the same situation with Obama. Obama was great for us, but it also softened how strong we were in the past so that when someone else came in that we really didn't like, we truly got emotional about it. Because here's the thing, whites, and let's just say whites, had the same feeling about Obama when he first got in. Obama proved himself over the years, but he didn't bring...
well, hold on.
Well, let me finish. So. He didn't bring egotistical or rudeness to the game, but because he was black, there were some people that was extremely upset. This is just my opinion.
Right, but to be fair, white people elected Obama.
Explain that.
If all white people were against Obama just because of the majority of them in this country, Obama would not have gotten elected.
Right.
A lot of white people voted for Obama, along with every single black person, pretty much.
Right.
You know
but what I'm trying to say, there were some people who were upset.
Yeah, I mean,
Am I right?
The Donald Trump supporters were upset that Obama was in office.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Even though they was upset, they dealt with it. I truly felt that we shouldn't have went so hard at Donald Trump. Like, fuck it, you want it, do your thing, we'll get you out in 4 years, or you'll be impeached. That's what I'm saying. We could sit back and just let that motherfucker destroy himself and just keep it moving. But with social media, the news and everything got us so caught up that even sometimes I turn on the 11 o'clock news just to see what the motherfucker did today. It's like watching a reality TV show.